Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly forecast for January 25 through the 28th. We're going to connect here and see what's going on for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. We've got a lot of planetary shifting and placements right now that are going to bring about big shifts, big changes worldwide. And we've got a full moon in Leo happening on the 28th. So we're going to see how these energies are affecting you guys in the week ahead and in the coming weeks, I should say, because this energy is going to be around for a while. And last week, some of you may have already started picking up on the energy, the shifts, the changes. I know I could feel collectively in the air. There was a lot of anxiety for a lot of people. So last week, I did 2 weekly forecasts for everybody. People watched the videos, but nobody seemed to notice that there were 2 weekly forecasts. But we're going to see what's happening the week ahead for you guys, for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So without further ado, my darlings, let's get right on into it. Your first card for the week is the 7 of Swords. Okay, 7 of Swords can indicate a need to be cautious, and a need to not share your plans with everybody. Now, one of the things, I'm not an astrologer. I don't make any claims otherwise. I'm very honest with you guys that my understanding of astrology is super basic. But from astrologers that I follow, my understanding is that the planetary placements right now are going to be bringing about a lot of change. And in that process, there can be a lot of drama. There can be disagreements. There can be arguments. There can be upsets or things occurring. So when we're in this kind of energy, people can get very nervous and people can get in that survival mode. So as things are, people are picking up on that things are shifting and they might not feel very secure, they may behave in unethical ways. Okay, so in a work situation, people are worried about the job market right now. People are worried about what's going on in budget cuts and things like that. So there could be people that you're working with who feel like they got to go around throwing people under the bus, or who feel like they have to go around tripping other people to secure their position. So in work situations, 7 of Swords is going to say, when I used to work in the office, we would say cover your butt, cover your booty. Make sure that you have your stuff in place. Make sure that you're keeping a record of things being in writing. Make sure that you're able to defend your work. Make sure that you have a good record of what's going on. For those of you who are working on a project or idea, 7 of Swords can mean that maybe you're in an energy where you're really eager to share it with people because you want to get opinions, you want to get feedback, you want to know, hey, what do you think of this? And, this is saying be cautious. Don't go around sharing it with everybody because there could be people who want to take it and use it for themselves. This could also indicate that you might have people with selfish motives, or putting on a mask to impress you or to win you over. So this is, when we see this, it's just kind of being cautious, right? Now, Sagittarius, for some of you, you're the 7 of Swords, not in the unethical backstabbing kind of way, but in the way where 7 of Swords can mean that we're making a quiet getaway from a situation. Right? You have plans, you have ideas. It's not going to be a good idea to go around telling people what you're doing, right? If you're job hunting and you're currently employed, don't tell your coworkers you're job hunting, because you call in sick for an interview or something, and then they're gonna go and they're gonna tattle. Or a living situation, because there's drama right now. Some of you might be experiencing drama with the planetary alignments right now. With the full moon in Leo, there may be drama in a relationship or in a living situation or in a work environment. And the advice here is look, instead of confronting the drama and arguing and fighting about it, this could be a good sign for some of you that this isn't the place for you anymore. And instead of going and telling somebody, well, I'm going to be out of here, and adding to the stress and adding to the drama, your best bet is going to be to just kind of quietly go about doing what you need to do to set yourself up to get out of there. right? Might not be the best idea to just go and be like, hey, guess what? I'm not going to be here anymore, or I don't like this. You know, this might not be a good time for confronting a situation. Your next card here, my darlings, is the Six of Wands. This is victory. This is outstanding the competition, or outlasting the competition, winning a battle. This can also indicate that you're making a very positive name for yourself, or putting yourself out there. This can also be a sense of feeling vindicated or validated. Okay, I feel for some of you Sagittarius, you're feeling very proud in your performance. Okay, you may be getting good news that you not only passed the test, you passed with flying colors. You might be getting offers as a result as well, or you might be having like something come your way by word of mouth. Okay, if you're self-employed, this can indicate you're coming into a time where you have a lot of new business coming in, just based on what other people have heard about you from friends or clients, or people, that acquaintances that have come to you for your services, right? So business coming in not through advertising, but through word of mouth, right? You're making a name for yourself, and your work is speaking for itself. For some of you, this can be the meaning here with the Six of Wands. For some of you, I feel this is like the getaway, right? Like you're feeling victorious or vindicated, that you can finally get out of the situation, that you're going to get out of the situation, and you're conquering, you're accomplishing that. Your next card here, my dears, is the Ten of Swords. Now, this is a card that scares a lot of people, and let's face it, it's a scary looking card. We don't look at this picture and think, you know, happy thoughts, but and I've said this in other readings, and I'm not saying this to be overly, you know, optimistic. Anytime I've pulled the Ten of Swords for myself, or the Ten of Swords for any of my clients that I've read for a long time over the years, and I'm able to see what happens for them between their readings, it has always come up before a very positive, happy upgrade, before a very happy, positive shift. Because, my dears, the Ten of Swords is ending a karmic cycle, breaking free from something that's been holding you back. Okay, now for some of you, the feeling and the sense that I'm getting around this thing is that you've been holding on to it for a long time, right? In the beginning, it was a good thing. In the beginning, it was maybe like the answer to a prayer, but you've outgrown it, right? And now it's like a shoe that you've outgrown. You can't force yourself into a shoe that's too small, right? You can't force yourself to live like that. You can't. It's unbearable. It's not possible. And so you're coming to this point in a situation where you can no longer hold on to it, right? It's too painful to hold on to it. And that pain, or that, dissatisfaction is pushing you to just finally say, okay, done with this chapter, on to the next thing. And it might be bittersweet, right? It's nice to be upgrading. It's nice to be going in a new direction, but there are also some good memories. There's also some ways the situation has shaped you. Or you just kind of feel sad knowing in a karmic situation that, you know what, this person is not going to change. They don't want to do their work. They don't want to heal. They don't want to do their work. And it's too much for me to carry this energy for the both of us. I can't do it anymore. Right? And so it's bittersweet in that you can finally take a deep breath and not have to carry the burden. But, it's bitter in that, there's the sadness of who you feel like you might have to leave behind. This also can indicate overcoming addictions. Okay, once and for all. I feel some of you Sagittarius, as your energy is shifting, you are beginning to feel quite naturally, those of you that do have addictions, and keep in mind, addiction is not always substances. It's not always alcohol. It's not always substance abuse. It can be shopping. It can be food. It can be physical intimacy. It can be someone being a workaholic, right? There's a billion different ways that people self-medicate. But in this instance, with this 10 of Swords, my darlings, I feel like you're just kind of very naturally feeling less and less of a desire for whatever that poison has been in your life. You're beginning to naturally crave it less or desire it less. Or for some of you, you don't even enjoy it anymore. You're like, ugh, no, I don't want to do that anymore. So I feel like there's a very positive upward shift in that way. Your next card here, my darlings, is the 10 of Pentacles. And I told you guys, I said 10 of Swords always comes up before a very positive shift. And 10 of Pentacles is a positive shift indeed, okay? This is long-term stability. This isn't just, oh, I got lucky, some money came in, or, oh, I picked up some work here. This is the beginning of something long-term, long-lasting, longevity. For some of you, even beginning to establish a legacy, something that you're going to be able to put into long-lasting future plans, something that some of you are going to be able to leave behind for future generations. And the 10 of Pentacles can be about manifesting. You're finally beginning to see things manifest, come into the 3D realm. Things that you've been working on for a long time are finally taking shape, taking form, and appearing here on the physical plane, okay? There's an element of manifesting in the physical world when we see the 10 of Pentacles as well. Your next card here, my darling Sagittarius friends, is the Knight of Wands. This could be your energy. You guys are a fire sign. And the Knight of Wands has a lot of movement, a lot of action. This can also indicate things happening very quickly, things being sped up. And so maybe some of you have felt stuck for a very long time. And in this full moon cycle, as you're, releasing the things that have been keeping you stuck, you're coming into a time of rapid manifestation. Knight of Wands can also sometimes indicate ultimatums. Receiving an ultimatum, being given an ultimatum, giving someone an ultimatum. Just know and be aware that if you're the one who's getting ready to give someone an ultimatum, usually 9 times out of 10, when someone is given an ultimatum, they're gonna pick the more consequential one, right? Because they don't want to be told what to do. Like, if I came up to you, Sagittarius, and I was like, Sagittarius, you better remember to turn the light off when you leave the room, or I'm throwing you out of the house, right? So I'm just giving an example. You might be like, what? Forget you, I'm leaving. Bye. I don't need to be here with your stank attitude. You might just get up and leave, right? And maybe I didn't want you to go, and now I'm going to have to be faced with that. So if you're giving someone an ultimatum, you're going to have to be sure. You're going to have to be sure that you're ready for whatever the consequence might be. You're ready for them going the other direction, okay? So keep this in mind for those of you who are preparing to give someone an ultimatum. Knight of Wands can also indicate someone who comes and goes out of your life. And this can be connected to the 10 of Swords, where you're just like, nope, done, over it. You don't get to come back in this time. Change the locks, moved, nobody's home. You are not going to get to come back in. So some of you might be like just completely and totally blowing somebody off who up until now has just willy-nilly come in and out of your life. Some of you are feeling more passionate, more driven, more ambitious. There are different aspects to this card, and this is a general reading. It might be a good idea to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos, because some weeks those might resonate with you more than others and bring a little bit more personal information for you based on your particular specific planetary placements. You might need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you want to go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. And the podcast first episode is getting posted January 28th. I will post the link in the community tab of this channel when the first episode is ready. In the meantime, I've got a post in the community tab where you guys can leave questions of things you want me to talk about in the podcast, questions you have about spirituality, about your journey, anything you want to know about me. And these are all things that I will cover in the future. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Bye, my darlings. Take care.